Welcome CNG 124 to Tuesday. Did have some updates on the homework assignments. Let me go back to last week. So what I saw a lot coming in was some errors that you guys have the answers to. Just we're doing things slightly different last week with Packet Tracer. Week 10 assignments. So with router config and RIP version 2, we are starting to use, well, I guess we're really not starting to use, but it's the same, it's building on lab number 15. So once again, the lab is shrunk down. These are not all the commands you need. The lab is shrunk down just so we're not going through all the commands again. But remember, bringing this up again, it's the same things you've been working for. I know people said, I had a few things that said they got lost, or maybe they didn't know how to do specific tasks. But right here in number 3, it says use Lab 15 as a guideline. Remember that Lab 15 is only a guideline where interfaces, gigabit interfaces, serial interfaces, fast Ethernet interfaces, those can all switch. So make sure you're looking at how to build your own network. And I believe that was through just the week 10 documents. If we go down to notes, how to build a packet tracer, or how to build a network using Cisco Packer 6.2, which we're really on 7 now. But it's the same concepts where we're using the 1941 router, we're using the 2960 switch, we're using a PC, all the same concepts. Another thing I saw that was interesting, and it happened more than a few times, was that subnets, the values that were on the topology itself did not seem in line with what was actually going on. And so here we have Lab 17. This is what throws you off, is having the topology itself not correct leads to implementing it incorrect. So it kind of snowballs off of it. If you look at this one here, we have test Ethernet 12 nodes, prod network with 60 nodes. Oh, that kind of scrunched down, didn't it? But what we want, excuse me, what you have to remember is the router interface. We got to mark that down, right? Because it's going to be, it looks like it's G01 here. Serial interface is there, and then G01 there. So we take the biggest, that's 60, put that first and say it's on router interface G0. The subnet mask for that router interface, since these are all the same size, they're going to have the same subnet masks. The interfaces are going to be different. The network addresses, well, I don't know what happened to my my page here. It looks like it got squished or something. The next one would be the network addresses. So we know that the 60 has to start at 0. It has to go to 63 because that's the only way the subnets break up. The next one's going to be 12, so it has to go to 60. It has to be 16, or it has to be 16 total usable addresses. But we start at 64, and then we count 16 more. That give us 80, and that's going to be where this one starts. But then I need to go back and fill in the network range, the broadcast addresses, and just to get that information down first solidifies a lot more. Now, I did kind of specify where the networks were so we get an idea of where they go. Along with this area here, this table, we get the data that's supposed to fulfill the network. And then once we have all that data written out, I guess we really don't have to write it out because we have a table here that explains it all. But once we go to that route, we start to actually implement all that data we have into the lab. I know some of you, like I said, there was more than a few. Um, put the network address as all zeros, but we cannot start over in a network. It has to be consecutive numbering. That means one comes after two, two comes after three, etc. And when we do networks, we go from uh, 199.101.4.0, and that just starts to increment all the way until we fulfill the needs of these three networks, and then it stops. So none of the network addresses will be overlapped. There'll be individual network addresses along with individual host range addresses, along with not reused broadcast addresses. I hope that clears a little bit up for this video. I'll put this in the notes for this week, but make sure you look at that homework. I did ask for a lot of fix and resubmits, so make sure you're on those, and I do see those coming in. But those simple problems of first like laying out all your data is very, very critical to the success of these labs.